Who's your daughter? Oh, bummer. That's awful. Those things I've heard are really, really awful. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Pretty. Did she really? She's wow.
Sherry, you may want to mute.
Yeah. Okay, so I have to walk out of the room. I'm on a Zoom meeting on the other. But anyway, I'm really sorry, but I'm glad you were there for her. Yeah. Okay, let me tell you something. I had two babies on quarter of an ovary. I had two babies. Okay, I lost one and three quarters when I was 19. Oh, yeah, yeah, fertile slow. Those little suckers will take off. It's amazing. It is amazing. Your body will take over and it will do the work of the other ovary. So tell her. She's in good place. She's in good place. Her body's good too. Okay, I gotta run. I'm on mediation. I'm so, no, I just want to hear. Okay. Don't be in. Whatever. Call me tomorrow though. When I do. Okay, bye.
Oh, hi everybody. Hi John. Hi Sherry. Hey,
Hello. Why does it look so? I know it's this light. It's this light hitting the camera.
Izzy, I want to be where you are. You're on mute, but I like that. Hi, Natalie.
Izzy, you're actually on mute. You're talking. We know that. Your lips are moving.
Well, so is Tara. Tara's talking too, but she's on mute too. So
Can you hear?
we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is just, I think.
That was your fault, John. You told him to take himself off mute.
Oh, just turn the microphone. Right. There we go. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
John, if you think that the light is bad, it's not.
What was that, Sherry?
If you think the light on your camera is bad, we can't see a glare.
No. It was the light above the.
Oh,
I just shielded it. It was shining right into the lens. I used to have a piece of cardboard there, but I got rid of it. Now it's good. Jerry, I just sent you a document.
I saw that. And let me open it in Word. Did you use change tracking, John?
I kept tracking on. It's just a couple of blue comments.
Okay.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Can you press the audio? Yes.
Hold on one second.
Change tracking, John?
I kept tracking on. It's just a couple of blue comments.
Okay.
7:30.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Can you press the audio? Yes.
Hold on one second.
Change tracking, John?
Is there a big delay still?
Probably behind it. There you go. That's behind you. I think you've already got it. No? So what you'll do, you'll turn the volume down or the speaker.
So that you don't have the echo. All right, let me.
Octavia, did you figure out what you wanted me to help you with? Is that
Hold on. All right, I'm gonna start again, so that way we have a clean video starting from the beginning, okay? All right. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting of the Whispering Woods of Coral Springs Homeowners Association Board of Directors to order. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2026. The time is now 6:03 p.m. Is Nosh going to be joining us? No? Okay, so, all right then. So I'm going to go ahead and conduct the roll call then. All right, Octavia McDougall, present. Tara Guerra.
Present.
Isidore Rivas.
Present.
Nashua Ahmad, absent. John Beckenstein.
present?
All right, wonderful. Thank you. A quorum has been established and the board may proceed. The next item on the agenda is approval of tonight's agenda first. Are there any additions, corrections, or amendments from the board?
I think we wanted to add the April 2026 meeting minutes to the agenda.
Okay, so may I have a motion to approve
So
the
moved.
agenda with that added?
I make the motion.
Second that.
Okay. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the motion carried. So we will include April 14th, 2026 minutes to the agenda as well. The next item is approval of prior meeting minutes for the following meetings: January 20th, 2026, February 3rd, 2026, February 17th, 2026, February 23rd, 2026, February 25th, 2026, March 10th, 2026, March 17th, 2026, and April 14th, 2026. At this time, are there any corrections or revisions to the minutes?
Yes, Octavia, can we go through them one at a time, just instead of blanket, just to keep things in?
Sure. I did send the board a board meeting packet, so all of the minutes are in there.
I'm not
Okay, so if my
Okay,
change.
so let's use that as our working document, so that way we all have the same minutes that we're looking at. Okay?
So there were no other revisions except the ones I submitted?
Yes.
That's what we're starting with. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Um,
So the first one would be the January 20th meeting minutes. At the time, John Beckenstein was the president. And so can you see I'm sorry, let me share my screen so you can see can you see my screen or no?
no,
No? Okay, let me share my screen. So that way we're all looking at the same thing together. Can you see it?
yes,
Okay, great, awesome. So this is our meeting packet, approval of prior minutes. So starting off with the January 20th, 2026 minutes, can I get, oh, I'm sorry, hold on one second. Here. I need to take it right now. I'm sorry, guys. Ryan Polyakov is calling. Hold on. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure everything is okay.
If this is our HOA rep, he's been trying to connect to audio for a while. I don't know.
I didn't hear who's on the phone. Who's calling in? Did I hear Ryan? Is that who's calling in?
I think that's what she said.
I'll ask your question.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, we don't need, I don't think we need him today.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay. So
Can I
January
make a
20th.
motion to approve January 20?
What was that?
January 20th. The motion to approve January 20th, 2026.
No,
Well, John made a motion. Is there a second?
no, not me.
I would second.
Second it. Okay. So can we at least have a discussion then as to where we are with it? Okay. All right. So let's open up a discussion. You don't want to approve it, Tara?
No.
You want to share why? No?
I mean, the thing is that the minutes right now from January, what is it, January 20th?
January
I would
20th.
prefer to go over everything, especially from the previous board, so
I can barely hear Tara.
You got to speak up a little bit louder so I can hear you.
Oh, I didn't unmute myself.
No. Don't unmute yourself because it'll echo. Just speak a little louder on this speaker.
Okay, from the previous board, I would just express that I think we need to go over the minutes, so for me, I would deny the minutes at this time, being that we have a new board taking over, so I think it's been a long time, so that's why I won't approve the minutes, but you have three of you
That's
enjoy.
fine. That's fine.
That's it.
Okay.
mean, The minutes are as they were written at the old board meeting and you were there. It's not a case of the new board can
And this
modify.
is not up for like an argument or discussion. I said no, and that's where I stand. Thank you.
Well, it is
Okay.
up to this.
So for the sake of time, can we table January 20th and then put it back on the next agenda? And that way give Tara and Nosh time to review the January 20th minutes. And then if there are any comments or I mean,
I would say my answer, even reviewing the minutes, would be no. So
Okay, and
so is that,
I no.
we have a quorum. Okay,
Yeah.
And so we can, there's a motion to approve the minutes
Okay.
with a second.
okay.
There's discussion. Are there any other matters for discussion which would include amendments to the minutes? John?
I have no more amendments to the motion or minutes.
Then I would call for the vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Octavia?
I'm not gonna vote on it.
No,
No.
nay, the vote fails.
The vote fails, and so we just move forward.
Thank you.
And then.
We'll have to reconsider
Can we
at
reconsider at the next meeting?
another time. Yes.
Okay, all right, okay. I mean, there was still a meeting on the 20th,
Right.
so there has to be at some point either an approval or modification or whatever, right?
Correct.
Okay,
I mean, isn't that what this meeting is for? Discussion to make modifications? I mean, is it unfair to ask what Tara disagrees with?
No, I mean, it is what it is. I don't need to continuously, we need to move forward. I looked over it and I said no, and then that's where I stand. I don't think that I need to explain myself any more than
so
that.
you're never gonna approve it then? Oh, okay, so then that's the challenge, John, is that Tara's saying no, that she's never gonna approve it. So for me to approve these minutes, I would, I guess I don't feel comfortable only because I know that some of the items that you guys voted on are a little controversial, at least to me, with where we stand now with like the wall project, for example. And I don't know enough because I don't know, and maybe I was there, I don't recall, but I probably need to go back and watch the video from this meeting and just confirm everything in this in these minutes. I mean, if you need my vote to approve them, I would need to go back and watch the video
No,
and
this
then
is-
confirm that the minutes are accurate. And I have not, I have not gone and watched the entire 1 or 2 hour meeting from the 20th.
The only thing I might add on that is only that any discussion relating to the wall project, and at that time, I believe it was at the January 20th meeting where it was approved to
Mhm.
issue the letter to residents regarding the residents being, quote, responsible for the interior of the wall. I think it was done at that meeting.
Mhm.
And so, with respect to that, there was a motion, an approved a motion at the April meeting to rescind that.
Mhm.
So if we don't have approval of those prior minutes, there's nothing to rescind. So we have.
That's true.
Good point.
So, yeah, I don't mean to interject, but decisions made that are disagreed to today don't affect minutes. Minutes are records of a meeting. That is all they are.
Mhm.
That's all they are.
But you either.
If they don't
Deny.
reflect the meeting, then they should be cut off
Mhm.
and disapproved.
And I
And
think
you
that's
know-
where we are right now. So
Okay.
you've got 2 people that would
Right.
disapprove and then 2 that would approve.
Correct. Even though they were a reflection of the meeting, as a board, you can approve or disapprove the minutes.
Right.
I disapprove. Can we please move forward?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay,
I'm gonna
respectfully. This is how the meetings get dragged on.
Mhm.
Octavia, is it acceptable for you to ask Ryan for his guidance on this? Because
Right.
Yeah, we can ask Brian for his guidance on it. And that's why I said let's table it. Because if we deny it right now, I mean, well, first of all, we can't because we don't, either way we wouldn't. Yeah, so let's just table it for now, and then we'll bring it up for the next meeting, okay? Let's move on to February 3rd. February 3rd is let's see, another director's meeting.
That was not, that was.
Oh, that was
meeting.
where,
That was not a
yeah,
meeting.
so that was no
It was
meeting.
before.
So that one is what? What do we do with that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No,
So there is
minutes.
no meeting. So it's not, there's no minutes.
no, that's not entirely true. The meeting was called to order. There was a quorum. The meeting had to end after Tara's speech. So there was a
Okay,
meeting.
so did you want it, so,
No,
okay,
actually,
so
no,
do you want to
there-
approve these ones?
No. Absolutely. For me, no. I mean, we need to move forward. You have a quorum, it's a no. You don't table it. If you have a quorum, it's either a yes or no.
How do you feel about the February 3rd minutes?
I don't recall there being any.
Is there a motion?
There was really no meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the February 3rd minutes
Okay,
as that happened.
okay, so you'll second it. Okay, so let's take a look at the February 3rd minutes.
So all it was the meeting was open. And there was a presentation by Tara. And then after that, the meeting ended because there was no longer. a
Okay.
quorum.
Okay.
And then there was a description later on regarding the candidates,
Mm-hmm.
the candidates forum. Which there's notes with regard to just the candidates forum, which
All right. But
doesn't
there were no
involve
votes.
any actions by the board.
There's no vote.
I will share with the board and the residents who are on the call right now, if any, that the attorney's advice after this meeting was that yes, there was a meeting, and yes, you can record cryptic notes of what happened, but you cannot make any votes or decisions after the point Tara left the meeting. But he said it was fine to talk about the whatever things, because people did bother to come to the meeting. So he said it wasn't fair to not include things. So there's very few things in here except to meet the candidates that Izzy met.
Okay. All right, so let's move on. So there's a motion, there's a second.
Call for the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye, aye.
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 Motion approved.
So we'll approve
3-1.
February 3rd. Okay. January 20th, table. Okay, February 17th is the Board of Directors organizational meeting minutes. Hold on,
Motion to approve.
let's see.
Is there a
Okay,
second
I second.
discussion? The only comment I have is just a notation in there. I was elected as treasurer.
Is it not?
Now it wasn't indicated.
Okay, so
not it.
can we make that a,
I approve those minutes. I.
so can we just approve all
Yeah.
the minutes? So we have to go through them all one by one?
I.
I would make a motion to then the friendly amendment, which I would accept. A motion to approve all minutes, remaining minutes dated, just to be specific.
February 7th.
Izzy, I do have individual comments before. There's some things that were incorrect. It'll go fast, right? And this one, you mentioned you're not treasurer, but you are listed there as treasurer. So I don't see a problem with that. You're listed in line item 6.
John, I don't need to go into an argument on that. That's fine. I am listed as treasurer. There's no motion to approve me as treasurer. So that.
Oh, okay, that's what you meant. Sorry. Okay.
So we need to update that.
Yeah.
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 So can we,
That would be, if we make a motion to just approve that meeting
okay,
with that amendment.
okay,
And then if we want to go through each one that
okay,
John wants.
okay. So,
no
so the
comments.
17th with update
For election of treasurer.
election. Okay. Of treasurer, yeah.
I
Okay.
will second that motion unless it was already seconded.
Mm-hmm.
Call for the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Okay,
Okay,
good.
4-0. Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Motion to approve the minutes of the February
23rd.
23rd, 2026 meeting.
I second.
Hold on, we're just, okay, with discussion, right? Oh, we're not there
Right,
yet.
I second
Yeah.
it, and now we
Understood.
can open up for discussion.
Yeah.
So this one was prepared by Hawkeye, I believe, and sent over. And then John, you had comments on this one?
I don't think I did
I don't think you did. I think this one was good to go.
Call for the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Same.
Okay.
Approved?
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Hold on just 1 second. I did make notes. Let me just make sure. I wrote handwritten notes to make this go faster. Okay, no, nothing on the 23rd. Sorry. Go ahead.
okay, all right, let's move on to the 25th. All right, 25th.
Motion to approve the minutes of the meeting of February 25th, 2026.
I will
Um,
second that.
Discussion?
I think this is the one, these are your amended, your comments, right, John?
Yeah, the one you're looking at now, right?
Yes.
I have
Okay,
no additional comments.
I think
That was
that's,
the second comment that was, or second, that was included in the package,
Yes,
right? Okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, we're looking at it right now on the
Yes.
screen. And it's being recorded, so we're looking at the same one. So the 25th, minutes with the comments that John had. Can you see it, Tara? Is it showing up on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Yeah, there's a motion, there's a second,
Okay.
any discussion, call for the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same, okay. Approved.
Approved.
Is that 4-0? I didn't hear. Was
Yes.
that 4-0?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to March 10th. Oh, no, hold on. Was that 20th? Okay, March 10th.
My only comment on March 10th, I don't know how important
Wait
it
a
is.
minute, Alan, let's go with the motion to approve,
I second.
discussion.
Okay, my only comment on March 10th is there's no time for adjournment. I don't know how important that is. It's usually you state a time it was adjourned.
Okay,
I don't know if that's needed. It also says several items were identified as needing further discussion. Normally you would list those items to carry over. Does anybody know what those items were? I
Mm.
didn't. I mean, is it important or would we just pick it up in the next meeting as these
These
were?
pick it up in the next meeting, and that's what, Octavia typically has done that, is looked at the prior actions and activities, and then picked up any other things that needed to be, included as a carry forward or,
mhm.
prior items not yet completed, so I don't think that's necessarily
Yeah.
required to have a time date stamp on that. Call for the question. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, the same. Motion carried 4-0.
Okay.
Motion to approve the minutes of March. April.
So March 17th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Got one more.
Yeah, March 17th, 2026.
Mhm.
Almost, you motion, I'll second.
Discussion?
No.
One of my
Question?
comments was, what are the groups for item 5? It was a
Yeah.
question out of my comment. We probably don't want to leave a question in the minutes.
Yeah.
Or in
Okay.
number, what was the update? Number 4, it didn't really say.
Okay, we can add that.
Can we, for items 4 and 5? We can list the 5 groups, and for 4, we can say what the update was from the forester.
Okay.
As I recall, the update was even an act of God must be replaced, or at least must be reviewed with the city. I don't know if it's 100% had to be replaced or if it's up to the whim of the city. Seems to me the forester said because this lot had a lot of trees on it, or didn't have many trees, it had to be had a lot of trees, so it didn't need to be replaced.
It's
but-
up to the forester.
Right.
Her email was very explicit.
So can we just add those
You
words
need-
in there so we
Yeah,
record?
we'll
it?
add that to the official record, yeah. So it'll be in there, in the update.
All right.
And then
And the
what we can do is, do you wanna approve these, we're gonna approve it contingent on the updates being made, or are we gonna
No.
roll them over to the next meeting?
No, we would just, we would approve the as amended.
As amended,
Yeah.
okay,
And you're, for number 5, you'll list the 5 groups,
yeah,
4 groups.
Four
Sorry.
and update the comment from the forest, okay.
Call for the question then? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Same, okay, approved for zip.
Okay.
And the meeting of April
14th.
2026, motion to approve,
I second.
discussion.
I think we're missing a major item on this one. I didn't submit, this is the one where I was remote and I really couldn't understand the audio very well. But
Okay.
didn't we vote to spend like 30,000 or 29,000 on security cameras at this meeting and speed cameras?
I think I was on the previous one.
I thought it was March, John.
Yeah, it was in March.
Well, it's not in the March, is it? Let's look at March, March 17.
Yeah, the normal, would have been our normal usual meeting, so that would have been the,
I look back, it's not in the March minutes, so I assumed it was April.
No, it wasn't April. It was before then.
I mean, it's not in March or April, so it's got to be somewhere. We voted. I just, like I said, that's the only one I couldn't hear and the only one I didn't take notes for. So I'm pretty sure it was April. Well, you can look at your, it was April, Octavia,
Was
because
it April?
well, that's when you sent me the information from Parkland
yeah. that was
Golf
the-
and Country Club.
Yeah.
So it was the last meeting that we had.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, because you weren't here.
yeah.
I
Okay.
wasn't the person.
Yeah,
That
you
was,
wasn't here.
that
Okay.
was That proposal from our computer guys,
Yeah. Okay.
So what was the amount for that? Does anybody have that? Maybe this one has enough of a check because we also approved speed cameras, right?
Yes,
Or was that in the other one?
I don't see it. You're right. I don't see it. Okay, so let's do this. Why don't we, I think we should hold off on April. Or do you guys want to amend it now?
I don't think we can amend it now. Octavia, I noticed you've now posted the recordings, is that correct?
Say that again?
Yeah, I saw a communication from you. It looked like you had posted the recordings.
Yes, so we'll get to that in a little bit. It's in the packet. We'll get to that in a minute.
But I mean, someone could
But
go
we'll
through.
go back to that's what we're gonna do. We'll go back to the recording so that we can make sure that
yeah, let's.
April 14th, so we'll table that
Yeah,
for now.
we'll table that, 'cause I do have another comment on the 17th where there was a motion there that to reconsider and rescind the approval of the board's action back in January regarding the homeowners being responsible for, or the
Yes.
letter that was issued regarding homeowners being responsible for the clearance of the interior wall. And so.
Was that also April?
That was on the 17th? Was that on March 17th or April?
That was April 17th, April 14th.
April 14th.
Right,
Okay. All right, so let's just table April 14th.
okay,
And then that way we can go back and
Include
watch the
that.
audio and make sure that it's accurate, because I mean, this,
because we did.
this is what they said, they told us that this was accurate and whatever, but we gotta go back and make sure. And those
I
are
don't
big
think
items.
anyone, I
So
don't
we're
think
gonna
anyone from
table-
Hawkeye was at the meeting.
Yeah.
There was no one from Hawkeye at this meeting.
No, but they emailed us earlier today and said that the minutes were accurate.
Yeah, I know, but they weren't even there, so.
Yeah.
I thought Jeff was online. I'm sorry. I thought he was.
Uh,
I think he was too, because he gave the management report.
Yes, he
it
was,
does
he
say
was
he was
online,
here,
John.
right? Larry was not, yeah, it is mentioned here that he was here, okay.
Yeah,
That,
but okay, so do you want to put a motion to table that one then?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll second the motion.
the table,
Yeah, the April 14th.
yeah.
Second
okay.
Yeah.
motion.
Off the question, then those in,
I don't think you need to make a motion to table
Yeah.
minutes.
okay,
You're just not approving them at this
we're
time.
just not approving it?
Yeah,
Okay,
it'll just be noted in the minutes. Okay.
okay, all right, that's good.
Who's the action item, Octavia, to review the recording to check for correctness?
I think I'm gonna have our property manager work with us on it, because moving forward, we have someone that I feel very confident will give us accurate minutes, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, so Yeah, so we will pass that on to our property manager.
Does Robert have his own? I have never met Robert. Is he?
Robert's here.
Robert's here.
Is he this one that says Whispering Woods? It's just, giving me a
No,
dark eye.
this is the extra laptop in case we had anyone in the audience, but nobody's here,
Do you
so
wanna see?
I'm gonna actually turn it off.
You have to be here.
Can someone turn their computer on so I can say hi to Robert? Is that all right?
Okay, hold on,
You
Is that
see?
easy?
hold on. Did you do it, Tara? Okay.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hey, Robert, nice to meet you. I'm John.
This
over
is
here.
our new property manager, Robert, with Eminence Property Management. He just started last week. So everyone can welcome, we have our new property manager here, Robert Miller.
All right, great.
So we have 5 residents on besides the board. Gotcha. 6.
All right.
Maybe- All right.
All right. So we're done with that. Awesome. Okay, we made some progress. Good
Okay.
job, guys. I'm so excited. All right, so let's keep moving on. I know that Robert has just started with us, so I'm not expecting him to have a lengthy report or anything like that. But this is a great opportunity to kind of segue and introduce him. Do you have anything yet or no? Do you want to give us a quick update on where you are, what things are going on?
I've just been receiving stuff. I've just been receiving stuff from Hawkeye. I did have a conversation with I think it's Jeff is your old PM.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I spoke to him for a few minutes, and I'm basically just going through and sorting everything, just kind of getting everything set up, at this time. Be a lot more excitement going on over the rest of the month.
Yeah, yeah. Can you give us a quick update, Robert, just for those that may not be familiar with the software that you use, just kind of what can homeowners expect to see in the next couple days from you?
I mean, the software we use will be nothing that the homeowners will see themselves as far as that goes. But I'm hoping to have the welcome letter emailed out tomorrow.
Okay.
Once that goes out, we will launch the website, and then everybody will get an email from Engage. At that time, they can make some changes if need be, email me with anything that they can. An email consent form will also go out in the welcome letter email, so those will be appreciative in case anything that they have to change. And then, you'll be noted that I'll be your point of contact going forward. And we'll have plenty of time between now and the next quarter to make sure that anybody needs to take care of any sort of payment information, etc. That can be done. I did leave some business cards at both gates, so if anybody stops and asks they need something, they can grab my business card, so they'll have something else.
All right, wonderful, thank you.
And just a side note, just to let everybody know that Robert has been in business for 19 years. So Eminent Property Management, he is the owner. So I think we're gonna have a lot more effectiveness as far as when it comes to property management and him being able to help us navigate through a lot of the issues that we have had. So he is very well experienced and he doesn't need a lot of things to get the items and to be able to assist Whispering Woods and the residents. So just know that he has got it together. We just have to give him the tools and he'll be all set.
All right,
So it's a privilege to have him here. I just want to say thank you for coming on with us and being able to help us. And we, as a new board and the residents, we welcome you.
thank you.
I think someone is asking for their schedule.
So that's gonna be in that welcome email. When he sends out the email, I think he will share the office hours. I did see a draft of it already, and I think he has the office hours in there. So as he said, he's gonna send it out tomorrow, so hopefully everyone will
Sorry, I was muted, Octavia. I was
okay.
Real quick for Robert, I heard from more than 2 residents that they never got the letter announcing this meeting. Do we know why that happened? And
So I only have 179 email addresses, so that's how many people it went out to. So what we'll do is as I collect email consents, or maybe there's a misspelling, I don't know, I'm using the information that I received. And then, we'll do a paper mailing, and, hopefully we'll just collect, whatever ones are missing, or if I come across any documents, I'm going to make a short list of people who I don't have emails for. Also, when I send out the email through the Engage website, I'll be able to see what emails were rejected. And then I will also go back and look to see if, there's any sort of a typo, or maybe the email just isn't any good, somebody's work email, etc.
So Robert, are you saying from Hawkeye, you only got 179?
I have 179 emails.
Interesting.
No, it's not interesting. It's irresponsible by Hawkeye, and that's why we made the change.
Yeah, because I mean, these people that talked to me were getting prior emails and they didn't get this one. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah, so I will share with
two.
you guys, because
Right.
I was I was one of those people too that was saying that I did not get the email. And I even sent an email to Robert and called him and fussing and everything. And then when I went back into my email, my personal, I did see it. Do you guys see my screen? That he did send out the notice of board meeting on Saturday, May 9th at 12:33.
And it came from
And it came from M&M Property Management. So it may have been, because I didn't recognize it. I don't know. But for whatever reason, like I just, I just didn't see it. So I was one of those people as well that was saying, hey, I didn't get it. What's going on? And then, he sent it again today. And then when I went back and typed in, the name of his company, then I saw the email. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Yeah, that's good to know. Did it happen? Was it in your inbox when you found it?
It was in my inbox, but I have tons of emails.
Yeah.
I probably just overlooked. I didn't recognize it. I don't know what the reason was, but for whatever reason, it just wasn't there.
The last two quick ones for, sorry, I forgot Robert. That was quick.
Yes.
And this is more for Octavia and Robert. Octavia, is management at www.hoa transition to Robert?
Yes.
Okay, good. Our forms are good. And
Yeah.
the other thing you asked me to do earlier today, and I replied to you on the decals. Does that still need to be done?
I think it will.
feel
Unfortunately,
better
nobody
tomorrow.
knows where the decals are.
I've already taken care of it.
You found the decals?
I already put on 2 today. And
Oh,
it's just a
awesome.
fun.
Wonderful. Okay,
I
good.
sold-
So he's good to go.
sold
I love
two.
Wait,
it.
how many did you find? How many?
Oh, I don't know. There's a small bag, but I already sold 2 today.
Awesome. But it said he
And-
was he was a go-get.
Robert's very efficient.
Yeah, okay, good.
So
Yeah.
were you able to put them in Gatehouse, or did you still need me to work with you?
No, it's all done.
Thank you.
Okay, super.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on because Izzy's got his treasurer's report for us.
I'll go real quick,
Real quick.
real quick.
All right,
The
look at that, guys. He
report
said
is
real quick.
Included in the package. There's just 4 items that I'll review. The first, the 5 items. First, the financials. Our position with the financials. Financials through March were posted to the portal on May the 6th. So you may not have had a chance to look at them, but there really wasn't much change in terms of the finances overall. We still have a little over $2 million in cash, $800,000 or so, or $900,000 in operating, and then the rest in our reserve funds overall. There likely will be some adjustments during April and May closing as far as the financials are concerned, in terms of some trailing invoices, some out-of-period liabilities, and probably some things resulting from the audit, but they will not be very material or significant to our position overall. There were some inconsistencies in the processing of invoices, and therefore we had to make payment outside of our normal payment process. Payments were made through Chase Bank for a number of different disbursements. Again, those will be recorded during April and May accounting as we finalize the books there for each of those months. The audit of the financial statements is pretty much completed. There's just, I think, the financial statements are in draft form and in the review process of the external auditors. Over the next few weeks, we should receive a copy or a draft of those for our review. That'll be presented to the finance committee and then presented to the board, probably at the next meeting overall. And at that time, the tax return will probably be presented too. It's right now been extended because the audit wasn't completed. There doesn't look to be any penalty, for not issuing the financials by April 30th. That's, I think, the technical language in the regulations indicates that the audit's got to be completed by April 30th. I think it was substantially completed, so we met the requirements, I think, from that standpoint, and I didn't see any penalty that's associated with that. In the transition to the new property manager, the folks, excuse me, ought to be aware of that we did had to create another a new bank account with I think it's Alliance Association Bank. So there's attached a motion to approve opening that account, and that we also deposited $75,000 into that account to be able to do the payment of invoices during the month of May. And that's about $75,000. That's about the amount of our monthly expenses overall. I'll come back to the required motion because there's another motion that was also going to be required. Then the remaining funds that we have with Hawkeye, which approximates almost $1 million. That'll be transferred first. The restricted, or what's called the ICS fund. That's the fund that's used for all of our investments overall. And that's about $847,000, I think it is. I'm sorry, $889,000. That'll be transferred first, and then we'll look at some of the trailing invoices that need to be paid on the operating account, and we'll close that once we're pretty confident that all the bills have processed through that account. And so that'll happen sometime during the latter part of May. And then the last thing, there was a modification that we had to make to our policies that we approved last month regarding the use of credit cards as well as the overall payment. And some minor changes really as a result of proposals by our council to conform with state law. And so those changes were made, were not significant overall. So I would have first a motion to approve the establishment of the bank account with Alliance Bank.
1 second. I second.
And there's a second.
Mhm.
Any discussion?
Yeah.
No, just all in favor?
Aye.
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 John? Aye.
Ends up, sorry, there's the mute. Aye.
And then the second motion that I would have is to ratify the financial payment policy and the bank account policy as amended.
Mhm.
And that would be a motion.
Okay.
I second.
Discussion? Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, Izzy. Are you done?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Okay, let's keep moving. All right, let's keep moving on. I'm going to stop sharing my screen just for a moment to protect the privacy of the homeowner's information in the delinquency report. So let me just stop sharing for a moment. Scroll down. I believe you guys should, we see it here. Okay, so we have recently been made aware that there is approximately $91,889.52 in delinquent payments to the association. I personally don't think this is intentional. I just think it's an oversight, especially with the transition, with the property management and so forth. So what I would like to do is have our new property manager review the report, and then, I guess, take appropriate actions accordingly,
Yeah.
you know. as far
I
as
think
what
the
I'm
veracity of
supposed to
that information needs to be, investigated and determined whether in fact, that does represent all of the delinquencies.
do. Mhm.
Is this
Uh,
report, what is this report through?
That's what-
Today.
yeah.
So I printed it as of today.
And there's actually two,
I already had a homeowner call me who said that his check didn't clear. He canceled this check. He's on the list, but only for a very small amount, and then paid me already for the April quarter.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we should table this.
Yeah.
So
Well,
once I get the actual ledgers, then I'll
Yeah.
go through, because
Right.
the ledgers is what I would have to go by, because that's something that the attorney would need.
Yeah.
In order to move forward, and then we'll see if that matches up with the actual.
And the
Lists.
delinquency report has 4 columns. It has current,
maybe
0 to 30, 31 to 60, 60 to 90,
my screen.
or over 90.
Yeah.
It's the over 90 that I'd be more concerned with. There's I think 12 accounts that make up $44,000 of almost all of the $44,000 that's listed as over 90. There's a couple I know that are, I believe, trail from 2025 that were in either foreclosure or actions were being taken already. On the others, I just don't know. I think we just need to investigate. I don't think there's been any action really by Hawkeye for an extended period regarding, this report or action on it.
Izzy, if I can add, for the last 2 items on the list, those names are very familiar. I believe those are already with the attorney. I don't know he's not on, but if Robert could check with the attorney, I think there's agreement payment plan on at least the last one or the second to last one. There's a payment plan,
Okay.
and we can make
Okay.
sure it's being
Good to
followed.
know. Okay.
The rest of them, there's letters over 90 days. Our docs stipulate a letter, and
Right.
I don't know who writes it. I think it's the management company would write it, but Robert and Ryan can look at that.
Mhm.
Is that the action item for those two to talk and figure it out? Because they won't do anything without the board telling them to do it, right?
I mean, it's your responsibility to manage
Yeah,
the
so I
ledger,
mean,
so he's
once-
gonna do it regardless.
Once I get the list, then I can once I get the ledgers,
Okay.
those are gonna be the beginning numbers that I'm gonna use.
Yeah.
And then from there, obviously, I'm gonna provide you guys with a list. This is what I have.
Okay.
And then, we're gonna send out a letter. I
Yeah,
can send out a courtesy letter, if you want, to the people, maybe under a certain
at least
dollar
for the
amount.
first ones,
I can
yeah.
just go through and, and send out a first warning letter, but typically it's, it's a first warning letter giving them so many days.
Yeah.
And then it's a 30-day notice of late assessment, and
Mm-hmm.
then off to the attorney, but whatever your policy is fine by me.
Yeah, it's just, it's a little surprising to me that like about 15%, I think I calculate, about 15% are, haven't made.
I don't mind making
Payments
phone
from-
calls to
yeah.
people, first go around, especially that are not with the attorney, to say,
Right.
hey, look, this is, kind of like a new sheriff in town,
Right.
kind of, hello.
Okay.
But like. Yeah. That's what, yeah, it's kind of, like, something's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, okay, so we're gonna pass it on, allow Robert to do his job, and then,
Well, let me work with Barbara.
and you'll work with Robert, and then by the next meeting, if there's any action that needs to
Right.
be taken, then we'll discuss it at that time. All right, I am so excited because I've been waiting for this one. I want us to move on. The next item now is the committee reports, beginning with the Rules Committee. We will now hear some updates regarding proposed rules, and proposed committees. Are you going to go into the committee charters as well, or just the proposed rules for now?
Is the committee charter actually on the agenda?
Well, I believe it's on the agenda, but we can table that for right now.
I can pop into it, but I think it's a little bit premature because the committee chairs and their liaisons haven't really had an opportunity to review them. So I think it's
Okay.
premature.
So let's do this really quickly. These are the committees. I think you had asked earlier what were the committees. So one of the first things that we did was reestablish the committees. And these are the committees right now, the 4 committees that we have. So we have the Community Engagement Committee, the Community Enhancement Committee.
Bigger sharing.
Oh, I'm not sharing anymore. I'm sorry. Let me go back to sharing. There we go. All right. Can you see my screen?
Mhm.
All right, great. So we've got the committees here. So community engagement, community enhancement, the finance committee, and then the rules compliance committee. And so we are going to hear first from the rules committee. Let's see, I think I don't know where you want to start, Sherry, if you want me to just share my screen or if you want to share yours, but I do have.
Well, no, I think that's great. Let me you can leave your screen on, but
Okay.
what I want to do, I'm not going to read through this. This is an exhaustive document.
Yeah.
First, what I want to do is thank my committee members for their contribution and their support. This is a lot of work, and I really appreciate their help. So first of all, this update actually reflects the existing rules and regulations with our recommendations that are trying to keep us current and enforceable as aligned with applicable laws, right? So at a very high level, this is not a complete rewrite, though it may seem like it. What you're going to see is really a lot of grammatical fixes. We're trying to realign the document itself so everything is contained in an appropriate area. All rules that apply to a single area are together. So it's not confusing. I myself found it incredibly confusing to go back to the last official document we have. But at a high level, we updated the provisions so that they aligned with Florida statutes and mainly the city of Coral Springs requirements. We removed outdated, inconsistent, and what we considered, that's our opinion, not legal, unenforceable language. We ensured that rules can be applied consistently and be defensible. We made some changes to the ARB for clarity, and there's a number of those changes that were applicable to trees, that were applicable to city approval, for roofing, for landscaping, and for gardens. Those are the biggest things that changed. Also, vehicles, parking, and gate access. As was noted in the last year, there were some challenges at the gate because it wasn't enforced. There was no rule about tailgating. There was no rule about these things. So we clearly defined what requires, what is tailgating, what it looks like, and how to avoid it. We also defined what a commercial vehicle is. In the state and in the city, a commercial vehicle is very clearly defined. We also remove things that are just literally no longer
Sorry.
enforceable. You
Sorry,
can
Sherry,
have,
let me pause. Octavia, can you make that wider?
Sure. I think so. Let's see.
so we also have commercial vehicles and permitted and prohibited use. Everybody should be aware that any kind of first responder vehicle is absolutely permitted and cannot be restricted. There are some more details about how to deal with resident parking, guest parking, and vendor access. We address those safety issues at the improper gate entry and tailgating. We also introduced a concept on the 6-vehicle driveway limit, and we offered a waiver option to the board for their consideration. We added a few details to construction and property standards, reinforcing the ARB and permitting requirements. And a lot of those permitting are trying to provide guidance to our residents. It's hard to understand sometimes in our ARB documents what comes first, the chicken or the egg. Do I get ARB approval? Do I go to the city. So we tried to make sure those so have that construction deposit. And I'm not going to talk about that now because I think you want to talk about that in the future. We talked about community use rules. Some of our rules are very ambiguous in what is a family. A family is actually very clearly defined by the federal government now, and those rules have become a lot broader to include non-related people. Make a
You're freezing on us.
family. So we're trying to keep our off my video. I mean, being in a hotel doesn't make life easy. Am I still freezing?
No, that's better.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So we went through this in detail, trying to provide as much as we could for the board's consideration. I have some input from John that I haven't really had an opportunity to look at clearly, but I intend to do that and see how it will impact this. I think John was questioning some things about parking, like in a cul-de-sac. Parking in a cul-de-sac is prohibited in the prior guidance for safety reasons. And it's also, frankly, to protect our mailboxes. Those are expensive mailboxes. The moment you have somebody parking in your cul-de-sac, you run a big risk of losing mailboxes. So I will look at that and I'll work it out with the committee and see how they feel about this. So recreational vehicles and toys. In the prior rules and regulations, the rules are pretty explicit. No toys, no motorcycles, no anything. Well, one of the things we clarified is the city of Coral Springs allows permitted and licensed little four-wheelers on our roads. It doesn't prohibit them. And we feel that we should be more in alignment with what the city selects. There's not a whole lot that we modified other than, frankly, better grammar on shutters and storm protection and signage. So we didn't make a whole lot of changes down there. But any questions or anything specific? Trash, we updated that to coastal. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Sherry, let me ask one quick, I don't want to go through this, I know you don't want to do it one by one, but the version I commented to you is different than the version I'm looking at on the screen. Did I grab the wrong one to comment on?
I don't know, but you and I can talk about that later and we'll try and, solidify that. I have to make sure that you have the most current version and things were done. Now, there were additional recommendations by the committee that have not been sent to the board. And I will leave that right open to the board right now. One of the things that we evaluated were some time limitations on how long you have to plan a party. Currently today, you have to plan a party within 30 days. One of our committee members said that's really unrealistic sometimes. They asked for a 15-day limitation. Another specific one was about motorcycles. Motorcycles are a major form of transportation. We are very, very restrictive on motorcycles. I did some research as to why. The why is because of noise. And noise today is not just something that you find in a motorcycle. I have noticed it a lot more in what I would call, muscle cars. So our committee is going to make another recommendation to remove some of those restrictions and allow for registered visitors to have a motorcycle. But that again, this is a recommendation. Everybody needs to understand, and that's going to be in all of our lovely charters. Committees recommend, boards review and approve. That's it. So, but John, I'm happy to work with you tomorrow if that works okay with you. And we'll take a look at yours.
Sherry, I just have one comment, just real quick, because of an incident or incidents that we had this year is perhaps somewhere in the rules to be very specific that inappropriate behavior, particularly behavior that's of a religious or racial nature, should be prohibited, and that that behavior, was, at least in an instance that we had, was by someone that was a renter, was a lessee.
Oh, wow.
And so
That's in here.
is that
The board has the right to end and terminate a lease. I would recommend you go specifically to leasing. I had tried to address some of that. Oh, and one other thing.
But I don't think there's anything on.
Okay, look at the
Okay.
change are subject to all enforcement actions available to the association. You have compliance with governing documents and termination of a lease and or pursue eviction for violations of any rules and regulations or governing documents. So there is nothing in this that we can say thou shalt not abuse, verbally abuse. We would have to define an entire document that would apply to all residents, right?
Mhm.
And let me take a look at the governing documents. One other thing that the committee recommended, and I fully agree, the availability of using a license, a driver's license that is a digital copy, should be allowed. Right now, we require a physical driver's license for any driver to enter. But I can tell you the TSA allows a digital copy, police allow a digital copy. As long as it matches and it's actually active, the committee would like to put that forth as well, to allow a digital copy of a driver's license for entry.
Do you want to go over, you don't want comments on these now, right?
No, I don't want comments on these now. I believe the board needs to take the time they need to take because this has been also under legal review.
Yeah.
So
Mine already.
I do not believe rules should be rushed, but I will caution the board in the fact that even though rules and regulations are not required to be posted or to be registered or to be documented in the county, there are our rules documented in the county from 2023. So we're still operating on old rules. So I would say, don't take forever to review them and make recommendations, and we can put forth a revision.
Thank you so much, Sherry, to you and your committee for your hard work. I know you guys have spent a lot of time working on this. And as you said, we're not going to take any actions today, or even make any comments right now. And this has already been sent over to Ryan for review. And so I'm hoping that, maybe by the next meeting, we should be able to have some discussion and hopefully a motion to adopt new rules for the community. Okay, so I just want to tell you again, thank you so much. I know you've worked really hard. It's been a lot of time on this with your committee as well. And Nosh is the board liaison for this committee, but unfortunately he's not here. I believe he's out of town. So we are going to just go ahead and move along because we don't have any comments at this time from Nosh regarding his committee.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Sherry.
You're welcome.
Good job. All right. Let's move on. Let's see. I'm not sure how this document got in there. I think that's from the
You're going to.
the other.
I made a change to the ARB for the trees.
Okay.
That was part of the rules.
Right.
So part of it is the whole refining and clarifying. How do you change a tree?
Yeah.
And being very specific. This is reflected in the rules as well.
And I took the liberty, even though I'm not technically, I don't even know if I guess I'm not on your committee anymore. I was at one point, but I got booted off. I got the notice that I was kicked out of the group. I'm like, okay. But but I did take the liberty to draft this board memorandum and recommendation to eliminate the $1,000 ARB deposit requirement. And the reason is not necessarily because we don't want to hold people accountable. We do. But what was very, very concerning to me is that there is state law that requires that whenever we collect a deposit, that is held in a separate escrow account. And I don't believe we even have a separate escrow account. And so I feel like it's just opening up the association for liability. I'm surprised that the auditor never flagged it or said anything. And then I noticed that there were some inconsistencies, right? So some homeowners were sending deposit checks, some people weren't, some people were getting approved. And so I just think just to make it easier for the association, especially for our community, I mean, you know, I think each one of our homeowners take pride in their homes. They're not going to destroy their property while they're doing work. Unless there's a board member that has some sort of objection to this, I would like to make a motion for us to remove the $1,000 ARB deposit requirement. The homeowners will still be required to comply with all of the other ARB requirements, including submitting contractor information, insurance information, required permits, compliance with government documents, and so forth. But again, you know, I just believe that we need to
Move on.
move on that.
I do have
Can
some
I say
comments to that.
something?
Hold on one second. Let's see, can we get a second?
Second.
Okay. All right, now we're in discussion. Go ahead, John.
Okay, I've got $1,000 in the pocket, and I'm gonna tell you why I think it's important.
Okay.
When my contractors were building my driveway, they chunked a bunch of street out.
Mhm.
They're required to fix that, or I'm required to pay for it. And that's what that $1,000 is for. Right? So part of me, I mean, it would be nice. I understand your concern, but
You're freezing again, Sherry.
You're freezing, Sherry. But I think in response, I think I get where she's going with it, but my response to that would be that that's
I
a
also
property
know
manager's job to
that-
go and inspect it. And if the homeowner's responsible, then you would just fine them, right? And it would go on their ledger that they're responsible for the repair of, and it may be a lot more than $1,000. I mean, in the grand scheme of us being out of compliance with state or federal law, I think for me, that's the biggest issue that I have.
Hold on, Octavia. Let me make my comments here.
Okay, go ahead.
Sherry's right. As I recall, the 1,000 is in there in case the contractor or the homeowner damages common property.
Mhm.
That's kind of belt and suspenders. I think it's important to keep that in there. I do not think it's an argument that say it's difficult to manage. It hasn't been done in the past. I think Robert and M&M probably has a way to handle this. I think it's probably, we can ask him if he's still there. But I think these rules, the $1,000 was enforced up until Tracy left.
Mhm.
I don't think it's a correct statement that say it wasn't universally, or uniformly done. I don't think we can be afraid of someone accusing us of not universally enforcing something if there's good reason to have it. We just need to have procedures like Izzy set up procedures for a lot of different things financially. If we don't have good procedures, we need to have them and they need to be followed. And I agree, the state requires it to be in a separate no commingling. That's fine, let's do it. But I don't know all the reasons for the $1,000. Sherry brought up one. I don't think we should approve getting rid of the $1,000.
So I did get a phone call from a neighbor who was doing some, I don't know if she was doing her pool or landscaping or whatever she was doing. I think she was on your side over there on the east side, Tara. And she was, really upset. Actually, two neighbors, because the same thing that Sherry said, their contractor damaged part of the road and so forth. And they promised that they were going to do the repairs and I'll be honest, as a board member, I never went and inspected to see, did they do the work? I mean, she said she was gonna fix it. I think I can remember as a homeowner, my kids hit the gate, right, and knocked it down, and I got a bill from the HOA for $300 to repair the arm lift because one of my kids knocked it down. They didn't have $1,000 deposit from me, but I still had to pay it because it was put on my ledger, right? So I think if any homeowner damages part of the common area, it's going to be the property management company to enforce or send a letter or send a bill. And again, I mean, I don't know, Robert, if you want to take on the responsibility of managing that, and then now we have another item that's got to be added to the audits, and now you've got another responsibility
We'd have
for the
to-
finance committee.
Separate account.
If you want to do that, I don't have a problem with it. The only reason why I proposed this is because I knew that we were out of compliance and I needed a quick fix, right? And the quick fix for me right now is, you've got some homeowners paying, some that are not. You've got some homeowners asking for their money back. They haven't gotten a refund to this day. And it was just becoming complicated. Now, like you said, John, with proper property management, if Robert and Izzy want to work on this together, I have no problem with, rescinding this, taking this back. I just don't want us to be out of compliance. That's my biggest concern. So I can vote either way on this. I don't mind as long as whatever we do is in compliance and we're following the law. That's my biggest concern. Robert, how do you feel about it?
I mean, it's fine by me. I mean, whatever you like. I mean, it's just opening a bank account and then we'll track the funds as they come in. That's not that big of a deal. And then, because I'm assuming that the person who's paying the money is going to be the homeowner, right? They're going to submit a check. We're going to deposit it.
Right.
And then if everything is fine, we just simply ask the homeowner, do you want us to apply the
Well, there's been- there's been-
homeowner letter? Great.
Not getting their money.
They're not getting their money back.
There's been some
Sorry.
inconsistency, at least in the past, Robert.
When we post a deposit or something like that, what we'll do is it'll actually post a note post to the ledger that shows a deposit's been received. It doesn't go on the ledger, right? But we know it's there, and because we have it's noted, it's marked somewhere else. So it's not like it goes onto the homeowner's ledger and then get accidentally used as a credit. So this way we don't run into that problem. And then when the time comes, I go out and I inspect and everything looks great. Then I can just ask the homeowner simply what they want to do. Hey, do you want to move that money as a credit onto your account? Or do you want me to submit, a reimbursement and then we'll approve a refund check, through Strong Room? I mean, either way, it'll be noted and the homeowner's going to have an email to that effect.
Well, if we want to keep it, let's write up a policy or a practice and procedure regarding that. There's been inconsistencies, at least in the
Correct.
past, by both homeowners as well as our past property manager. And in order to eliminate those consistencies, let's put something formal in writing if we're
Yeah,
gonna maintain.
and we've
I
got
think it's
two
been very
ARBs
hard
right
to
now that
track
haven't
that
paid their
as well.
deposit, so it's
That'll
like,
be easy.
So I think we need to have an ARB of what they're actually doing, I would say. And then you go out and inspect, and if there's damage after they finish their work, then we would assess them accordingly.
Yeah.
But,
Right. No, that's right. Can I ask a quick question? I think we're coming to an agreement here, but I don't know the answer to this. Maybe Sharon does, maybe one of you does. Is the $1,000 applied to every ARB or only things that require construction?
Only
so I think from what I saw, and let me go back.
It's only
I
things
believe,
requiring major construction.
well, tree removal too, and
No.
we've been approving tree removals and things like that.
No. So if you look at the old tree removal ARB request, it was commingled with a construction request and it referred back. That's why I redid that because it was really confusing.
Okay, what is this one? The one I'm looking at right now, is this the new one? No, this is the old one. This is 2023. So right
Look at
now,
line 11,
let's
look at
see.
line 11, Octavia.
Huh.
Line 11 right there. Stop
Yeah.
moving.
Room addition, room replacement, sports courts, play areas, outdoor kitchens, driveways. This is not a tree removal. They
Okay,
require $1,000. This is major construction, right?
Okay, so that's what should get 1,000, not everything else.
Yes, it's not anything else. So what happens
I'm
is,
fine with
and
that.
I've seen it, we've seen this, I've seen it on the east side, I've seen it even in my own, which, had to be repaired, was that, these big trucks driving through, they damage the swale. The
Mhm.
swale is the HOA's property that's required to be maintained by the homeowner. So
Mhm.
if that gets all dunged up and they need tons of sod, well, then they're on the hook. And if they don't pay it, then the HOA has the $1,000 on deposit with which to pay that. It's not just that. Think about on a cul-de-sac how much money we spent to repair all those cul-de-sacs concrete. That was very expensive. So
Mhm.
if I have a large electrical truck coming in to put new electrical lines and they break that concrete, I'm responsible if I'm doing construction, right? And that's what that's for.
So
So
I think we just need to be very specific here because it says et cetera. So now you're leaving it up for debate, right? And so we just need to be very clear because I do have concrete damage on my cul-de-sac. I
yes,
have
you
no idea
do.
who did it. I don't know if it was the trash man or the landscaping guy or if it was a contractor that was working on a roof. I have no idea, but it's really damaged, right? But I do think that we just need to be very clear because a lot of these instances are, there's a lot of gray areas. And again, I just don't want it to be where, certain people are getting charged deposits and some are not. So as long as we have a clear policy, are you going to work on that with,
Yeah, I'll work on that, yeah, because it's not clear as to
It's
what's
not.
required, just
Yeah.
overall and.
Is-
So,
how
so
we-
there's a
I
lot of
agree with that, but,
comments. There's a-
don't just
There's a lot of
lump-
comments in the
Can you
in
see
the
the chat?
chat. I don't know if you guys monitor that, but
Yeah, usually Nosh monitors that, so one of the comments. So if I have a dead tree in the common area, it's the responsibility of the HOA to remove.
Yes.
yep,
Is that how it should be interpreted?
Mhm.
yep.
no,
Okay,
that's not true.
okay, that's not.
If it's a common area, the HOA has responsibility for maintaining trees in common areas.
In
No,
common
I-
areas, yeah.
It's
I don't
common
believe-
areas,
I don't believe what, hold
common
on, let's-
areas.
I'm gonna come to Eli's question in a second because I have it on the agenda. So we're gonna
Okay.
get to that question in a second. Let's
Do
go.
you
Let's
want
go.
me to read all comments now or wait to the end?
I thought we were gonna wait till the end so we can make sure we
Okay.
get through the agenda. Let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get through that. Let's get through this and then we'll come back to it. So, okay, so we're gonna just go ahead and table this whole
So this.
recommendation.
Okay.
You're gonna move forward with opening a bank account. So we need a motion for him to open a bank account?
I thought we
For
did that.
No, for
this.
the escrow
We
account.
we'd have to have a motion.
Okay, you wanna go ahead?
Yeah, I move to open a restricted account for homeowner deposits.
Okay.
Thank you.
A second.
Discussion?
Yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Same. Approved.
Awesome. All right, let's move along.
Is
All right.
just, I want to back up to the tree, Izzy, when you're thinking about how to change this $1,000, we have an ARB to remove 100-foot live oak. That's not a small landscaping thing. That could easily damage a lot, so don't exclude that from the 1,000 thing. That's all I'm saying. That's big stuff.
Well, that's why it wasn't clear to me,
Okay, we got it.
you know.
There's always
Just so
gonna be
you know,
different.
I did send it over to the attorney as well, because again, we're talking about state law and being in compliance, and you don't want anyone to ever accuse us of being unfair and treating one neighbor different than the other, because we made one person pay 1,000, we didn't make the other neighbor pay 1,000. I'm just saying, you've got to have consistencies in your policies and procedures. So that's, for me, it's easy to just wipe it out. If you can't enforce it, wipe it out.
But you can't rule that way. You can't.
You
So I
you
thought
have to,
every-
because then you open yourself up for a ton of liability,
So let's just cancel
especially
our
when it comes to
declaration.
fair housing and real estate.
Let's just delete our whole declaration then, because, no,
Well, no, that's not necessarily the case, John. You refer to legal counsel and then you follow their guidance. And if they tell you to delete it, then you delete it. But again, we do have some policies that really need to, be looked at, because again, you can't charge one person and not another for the same exact ARB, but it's a different tree. Right? If you charge for a tree, you charge for a tree. If you don't, you don't. Period. There's no gray areas there. Okay. All right, let's move on. So I have these two ARBs that we were going to, and hold on one second. I don't know if can I share the ARB application?
I think so.
Can I share it, Ryan?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, Robert, I'm sorry, I'm calling
That's
you
okay.
Ryan. Okay, so I have two ARBs. I have two applications here. One was for Ronit, lot number 35. She did not submit $1,000 deposit. And she would like to plant these, I don't know, they plants, trees, flowers? No, not flowers. Trees, plants?
They're plants.
Plants, but they do grow pretty tall. But she wants to plant that to cover up, her view of the lake, because unfortunately she has significant, I guess, lake erosion on her property, and so she doesn't want to look at it anymore. And so she would like the board to approve her ARB request so that she could plant, I believe it's here it is right here, 6 to 8 saw palmetto palms within the boundaries of her lot. And she wants to do that to enhance the privacy and overall aesthetic condition of the property according with the community's landscaping standards. I do know that there are some rules in regards to homeowners that are on the lake, as far as how far back you can plant trees and do your gates and fences and things like that. I'm not 100% sure how far back she can plant those palm trees. So
Well-
I would probably have to get guidance from you, Robert.
I can just say historically, I like this ARB didn't have a survey, right? So we need a survey before we can vote on it.
Correct.
If the purpose is to block her view of the lake, that's kind of up to her. But if it also blocks her neighbor's view of the lake, I think the board might have a problem with that. We don't want someone to put a hedge up on their property boundary, just like we don't let them put a fence up on their boundary by the lake to block, that blocks their neighbor's view of the lake, right?
Yeah.
So if that's, you saying that is the first I heard that, you must have had some other conversation, because that's not in the ARB.
No,
Well,
it's
she
not.
says, she had mentioned that it's because of the view of the lake.
Poor condition of the pond.
Yeah, she calls it a pond.
Oh, there it is. Not underlined. That's why I didn't see it.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move along, okay? I did send this already over to council just to make sure that, we were getting the right guidance on this, and we will circle back with a decision on this. There's also another one.
Hold on, before you leave that, Octavia, what is the date of that one?
This one, unfortunately, and see, this is another issue. Like, I am not the property manager. I don't feel like I should have been having to do this. This should have been something that Hawkeye processed, right?
Here, no,
And
there.
so
That's the date.
unfortunately, it landed in my email because they weren't responding to her. So what I would like to do, now that we have our new property manager, is pass this on to Robert and Ryan and the powers to be, and then let them come back to us with whatever guidance they have. And then I think then we can make the right decision. And if there are things that are missing in the application, like the survey, or if there's a deposit that's required, then they can obviously communicate with the homeowner. But as a board member, I don't think I should be having to
Right.
to guide the homeowner on how to submit an ARB. If it was up to me, I would approve all my neighbors. I'm just being
No, but,
honest
yeah,
because
Tabor,
I'm very, I mean, you know,
If-
so I don't
Octavia,
want to
you're
do the
missing-
wrong
you're
thing
missing
here.
my point. If we don't say anything within 30 days,
It's
we
approved.
can't stop her from doing it.
Well,
So
if it's
my
not
suggestion is
complete, then
you
it's
send
not
her-
complete.
just hear me out
Remember,
just for a
you just,
sec. I don't know the date, but please have management, the new management,
Here it
send a
is, right
letter.
here.
We need a survey before the board can properly evaluate.
yeah,
They lose the right to decline.
And a ARB cannot be processed if it's not complete. So that's another reason why the $1,000 needs to be clear, because if a person has not paid it and it's part of the application.
No, there's
then-
no $1,000 for trees and there's no $1,000 for landscaping. There isn't. It's major construction. It says new or major construction. Period.
That's up to interpret, that's what I'm saying. It's up to interpretation of what it is,
That's
you
being
know.
No,
reconsidered,
it's,
I think.
it's right in the documents, but I'm saying, what I'm saying, Octavia, is you have to tell her she needs to submit a survey before.
No,
it
no,
can
no,
be
I'm not gonna
submitted.
tell her
If you
anything.
put
I'm
it
gonna
in
let
there.
our property manager do
Robert
his
does.
job.
I'm just telling Robert if he's listening.
Yeah,
that
he's
has to
right here.
happen Before the 30 days expires.
Yes, we
Yeah,
we
it was-
understand that
It
part.
was only submitted 6 days ago.
Yeah, we understand that part. We got that. Yeah. And then we have another one, which was very concerning to me, because this particular tree, first of all, I believe it's an emergency situation where it needs to be removed. But it's also on HOA property, right? Outside of their property line. So it's one of those tricky situations where who's responsible for the tree? I think that's why that question came up in the comment. Again, you know, the homeowner did submit an ARB with a survey, right? So they've submitted their documents. They've done everything according to the requirements. However, you know, are they responsible for removing the tree? Or is that something that I don't know. So I believe the board had previously looked at this and we all agreed that the tree needs to be removed. But then again, you know, who's responsible for removing the tree? I guess is the question.
That has traditionally, it's
HOA
been the
is-
homeowner. That's
the
not
HOA is
common
responsible
area.
for Common areas.
The
It's
HOA is
clear.
responsible for common areas, but then there were some responses that said that the homeowner was responsible to their property up to the road.
Yep.
And so that's where it gets a little tricky. So I did, just so you guys know, send this to legal as well, because I wanted to be fair with the homeowners. And if we are responsible, then I don't think it's fair to have them pay a $3,000 bill to remove the tree if it should be something that we're paying for. Because when the homeowner did present the ARB, they did submit it with their contractor's information that they were willing to pay for it. But again, you know, just because of where it's located, it kind of, you know, it's a little tricky right there.
Yeah, but
Like you said, first thing you said is, well, it's a common area, you know?
It's common area, it's HOA responsibility, in my view. I think also, though, this matter is, you know, may be of an urgent nature because there is some rot to the tree.
Yeah,
That's what
same.
the application says, and so there's some potential for, you know, that tree to come down.
Yeah, and the tree is already diseased and needs to come out. Tara made a very good point that there was an incident where a homeowner had, go ahead, Tara. You don't have to say
They had a
that.
beehive,
They had a beehive on their personal property
correct.
and the board paid for it, right? We just recently cut a check to pest control for the removal of the beehive.
That was supported by John, right?
Yes. And that's my position, is that when we do one thing for one neighbor, when we
John,
start
you're on mute.
establishing these things, we gotta be consistent. So if we have this policy that says, if it's on the homeowner's property, but now this is HOA property, so we're gonna pay for it, then we need to pay for everybody's. We can't just say, well, only for this one because they are who they are, or because, you know, we gotta have a consistent policy. So I
Octavia,
did send this to
Octavia,
legal.
let me explain that, please. Octavia and Tara. Yes, the reason I supported not billing the homeowner is because you went ahead and had the work done before even asking him about it.
No, that's not what
Did that.
happened. That's not what
Well,
happened. No,
The
no, 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 no,
homeowner
no, no.
asked him, the
No,
homeowner
no, no,
asked
no,
him,
no,
but
no.
the HOA did not ask him.
No, 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 no.
I said
The
you can't go
property
back and bill 'em for it.
manager went and talked to the homeowner. The property manager went and talked to the homeowner. And he was supposed to advise the homeowner of what to do. And I didn't talk to anybody. And I didn't tell anybody to pay for anything. I told the property manager that there was a complaint from another neighbor and
I
that
know
he
that. I
needed
know
to
all that.
go and talk to the
Right.
homeowner. You remember that? And so he took it
know
upon
that.
himself to go ahead and I guess whatever conversation they had, he just went ahead and paid for it. And then when
Exactly.
I proposed that we bill the homeowner, you said, no, don't bill him.
Because Jeff didn't give him the option.
Okay, so
That's what I'm
we
saying.
need to give this homeowner the
Jeff
option.
didn't do it right.
We need
Jeff
to do
blew
the
it.
same thing.
That's, John, that's not accurate.
Yeah,
It's in
so-
an email.
So
That's what I
that's
said.
why I've referred this case over to legal to give us a proper interpretation because I personally don't feel comfortable making the homeowner pay for it if indeed he shouldn't. And then if they
So we have
should, then
some
it's fair,
problems.
then we just need to set a precedent of how we operate, right? And so if we take the stance that the homeowner's responsible for all landscaping, including removing tree removal up to the street, then we need to stand on that and we need to enforce that consistently.
All
Now,
right,
if
so
we-
wait for
if-
legal, that's fine.
It's a
what
legal question because I mean, the homeowner right now really wants to get rid of the tree because it's a hazard and they're very concerned. And I think we've already all said yes, that it can be done. The question is who is responsible to pay for the removal? That's the
Okay,
question.
So one homeowner, I believe it's Sherry Weir says, that is the homeowner's property.
Yeah, it is.
And then we have Eli Wright saying, according to the rules, which can be changed, according to the city, it belongs to the HOA. Another homeowner says that tree must be replaced per the city. It is roadside.
Yep.
So then who replaces it? The HOA or the resident?
Okay.
See, this is why,
Sherry, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Thank you. Okay, another homeowner says can't be due to the fungus. And another homeowner saying who is liable if the tree falls.
Yeah.
Also, we cannot pull a permit for HOA property with the city. The city confirmed it cannot be replaced because the soil is contaminated. 2 arborists already confirmed nothing can be planted.
Oh, hold on. I think the homeowner wants to, is that that's the homeowner right here?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah, we
he
got-
has his hand raised?
Yes. Hold on 1 second.
Hi,
Go ahead.
so I
Eli.
think this is not about money for us, it's about safety. The tree is over the street. They have confirmed to us if it falls, it will likely fall into the street. Could hurt a person or damage someone else's property, probably not ours. And so we would like to move it because our kids play outside in front of our house all the time and we drive by there. They have told us that it is not, the root system is infected, the tree is near failure or death, and that with a storm, it is likely to come down. So we are trying to move the tree so that no one gets hurt and no one has to figure out who's liable if it comes down. I think our concern is we were happy to pay for it, but if it is in the common area, we would like this HOA to take care of it because that's only fair. So we have confirmed, we've gotten multiple certified opinions, including the city, confirming that the soil is contaminated, the root system is contaminated. It will contaminate other trees if we do not take it out, which means there will be more trees that need to be taken out. And so they have basically told us, and there's not enough space between where the next tree is and our driveway to add another tree. There's no space to add a tree. The soil itself is contaminated.
Remember, we all voted to approve it, so we can.
Okay, thank you so much for your comment. So the board has already approved the ARB to remove the tree. So I would say if you want to go ahead and remove the tree, Robert, are you able to get an approval letter out to the homeowner so that she can send it to the city so that they can show that they have HOA approval?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
I mean, typically, if it's an emergent situation,
Yeah.
the city allows you to take it down, then apply for a permit even after the fact.
yeah, yeah. So just so you know, like we had already approved the
Okay, so
action.
we can proceed with removing the tree. We can continue
Yeah.
to have a conversation about who pays for it.
Yes,
That's
yes.
not
If you
our
wanna
main
go ahead and
concern
do that,
right
that's
now.
fine.
But I
And
think
Robert-
we have one more issue. We can't pull a permit on behalf of HOA property. We've already checked. So it is considered by the city their property.
Okay. All right. So Robert will follow up with you tomorrow on this issue. But as far as the ARB request, it has already been approved.
Okay, so another homeowner says Octavia has made a referral to legal, who can answer all these questions and concerns correctly. How quickly may we expect a turnaround from legal?
I believe he's gonna get back to me before the end of the week,
Okay.
hopefully in the next couple of days.
Okay, so we're gonna move.
Yeah. All right. Are we all done with this matter?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So you'll get a email from Robert hopefully in the next day or so, okay? All right, let's move on. Oh, there we go. Now we're on my committee. All right. So I'm excited to share with you guys. Let's see here. The communication, or I'm sorry, engagement committee, we changed the name. The engagement committee and the board of directors are inviting the community out to the State of the Community Town Hall meeting on Tuesday, May 27th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Hampton Inn and Suites in Coconut Creek. The property manager will send out information, hopefully tomorrow, with information about the town hall meeting. This will be an opportunity for homeowners to have the opportunity to just ask questions, to meet and greet our new property manager, and most importantly, talk about some of the deferred maintenance issues that are currently ongoing right now in our community. So we will have an open discussion. There also an opportunity for homeowners to join the committees when they come out as well. And so I would like to encourage homeowners to either send an email to management if you have questions in advance that you want to submit, or you can actually scan this code once you get it, and it will take you to a form where you can put your questions online, and then the board and our professional will have an opportunity to review the questions before the town hall meeting. Okay? And again, that's May 27th, 2026 from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Hampton Inn and Suites, not the Residence Inn, the Hampton Inn. Okay? Any questions? No? All of our board members, I believe, will be there. John, you're going to be there as well?
May 27th is a Wednesday, not a Tuesday.
Is it? Oh my goodness.
What is the correct date, please?
No, wait. Is it the 27th? Oh my goodness. What does the contract say? I thought it was Tuesday.
Wednesday on my calendar.
It is Wednesday. They're right. Do you have the contract? Hold on 1 second, guys. I think we have.
Thank you, Deborah.
Hold on. Thank you. It is the 27th, so that's Wednesday. I don't know why I thought it was Tuesday. Thank you. We'll make that correction to the announcement, but it is on the 27th. Thank you, Deborah. All right. So that's for that. The next item for the engagement committee, we have 2 neighbors who would like to be the event chairs this year for Rock the Block. And they would like to host it in their cul-de-sac. And those 2 neighbors are Eli Wright and Vivek Turmo. And they would like to host it in the 55th Street cul-de-sac. I think most of you guys were able to attend the Rock the Block event that we had last year. This would be, I guess, a continuance of the traditional event that we started. And really it's just the community event to help strengthen the sense of community, get the neighbors to come out, meet each other, and just to foster positive relationships and support communication throughout the neighborhood. Does anybody have, well, actually, can I make a motion for the board to approve this
Hold
date?
on, I'm sorry, Octavia, is that 55th Street or Place?
What street did I thought it was street. Did I mess up? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Place,
That's-
55th place.
Is it place?
Okay, we'll get.
Thank you, John. All right, this is not the official flyer. This was just a proposed, So we'll get it correct for the record. But 55th place,
So
right?
that's the Saturday, right? It's Saturday, okay.
Yes, double check the calendar, please, guys. Is it a Saturday? It's supposed to be a
So,
Saturday.
you have
It
one
is.
owner, do they need volunteers? Thanks, Eli and Vivek.
Oh, goodness. Yes, they're gonna need all that.
You gotta get that tree out of there, though.
Yeah,
It's
You
gonna
know,
make
that
more
tree's
room
off
for the
on
water
that
slide.
can we get the tree removed before the party? Good luck, Eli and Vivek.
Yes, and I think it's gonna be really, really nice. I'm excited to be their board liaison. That committee has some really passionate neighbors that really, went all out last year. And I'm just excited to see the event continue, and have the support of the board. And so I guess moving forward, I'd like to go ahead and make the motion so that we can confirm the date, confirm the chairs, and confirm that we are going to have our second annual Rock the Block.
Yeah, okay, I second
You
it.
second? Any discussion?
I think it's right.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so.
John voted too, y'all. Hey, okay. All right, let's move on. Congratulations, Eli and Vivek.
Tara, when does our committee meet? Okay, I'm sorry, Deborah. So
What committee is that?
is that the enhancement committee?
Your committee is coming up next. Give me 1 second. I'm almost done with my committee. Well, actually, this is kind of part of your committee.
No.
But I do have a memo that I believe would be part of communication. And so that's why I went ahead and put this together. And so it's been brought to my attention that several residents have observed visible community violations, such as trash cans being left out improperly, bulk trash being placed out on the wrong days, and other general maintenance and appearance issues. And I believe that it's not because we don't take pride in our homes or anything like that. I just believe that, unfortunately, for the last 12 months, there was no enforcement of inspections or anything like that. And so because there has not been consistent inspections, then people do kind of leave their trash cans out overnight or maybe a little too long. Another thing that I noticed as well is that there has been a lot of activity as far as home sales. So we have new homeowners that have bought homes in our community, and I don't believe they ever were greeted by the welcome committee or anyone, even from the management company. So we have had, and I went in and I did some research to look and see how many new homeowners have brought in our community in the last 12 months. These are all the sales, guys, that we've had. We've had over, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new homeowners in the last 12 months. And I don't believe any of those homeowners were given any sort of orientation. So I put this memo together to, number one, put Robert on notice and let you know, Robert, that we would need you to address these concerns moving forward, but in a friendly way, right? Because you have people that may not know that the trash cans can't be visible from the roads, and we just need to have a consistent onboarding experience for new homeowners, and then a friendly reminder for our existing homeowners, right? And so I reached out to Hawkeye to ask them, like, you know, what have you been giving people? And they provided me with this, which is the new owner information packet from 2022. So I believe that not only are the rules probably outdated, there's probably a lot of information in here. I don't even know if this phone number still works, but this information that has been provided to, oh, we don't even know if they gave it to them.
Right.
I mean, because I have been asking,
got it from Grace.
did you guys get this?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, they didn't give it to us. Our realtor went online or found it somewhere, but yeah, they didn't give it to us.
Okay, because I know you guys are new homeowners as well. Yeah, so this needs to be updated. Like, you know, we have to have a professional, yeah, see rules from 2021. We have to have a professional digital welcome packet for new homeowners. And so I would like to work on that initiative as part of the communication but communication committee with M&M Property Management to make sure that we get a professionally branded digital welcome packet hosted online, and then also make sure that it's sent to not only all the new homeowners, but the existing ones as well, with a copy of the new rules as well. Okay? Do I need a motion for that?
No.
I don't need a motion for that, right? Okay, so that's just something I wanted to share from my committee. And then I believe we are all done. Let me just make sure. Does anybody have any comments?
No, I think it's a great idea. I think
Yeah,
it
okay.
needs to be done. I would add, it was great for, you know, when I first moved here, at least I got treated by Octavia and how quickly we forget one of our former board members, but that we ought to attempt to, you know, personally meet and greet the new homeowners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is what the prior board was giving out. Okay, I mean the prior manager. All right, so I'm done with my committee. Tara, do you want to jump in and say anything? I mean, I think I think you guys are doing a great job with the landscaping and all that. Come on.
So,
Give us an update.
for my committee, Deborah, the question to you, I was waiting for more people to wanted to sign up for the enhancement committee. So currently what's going on with the enhancement committee is that I have been planning to reach out to you, Deborah, because you're one of the people on the enhancement committee, is that we have started the landscaping, the beautification project on the east side. So continuing throughout the week and throughout next week, they will also start on the west side as well, along with the remodeling of the gate guard houses. So those projects are going on right now. And so far they're coming along very well. I've gotten a lot of comments. I mean, people are seeing some progress. One thing that I want to mention is that they're not done yet. So we got to wait for this project to fully be, you know, implemented, and we got to give them time. There are going to be a lot of things that are changed around. And I, along with myself, Izzy, and the entire board, we are out there constantly to make sure that we are getting what we pay for. So this is not something that we are just leaving to our property manager. I feel like, especially as board members, we need to have hands-on to make sure these are the things that we want and that it looks presentable and it's great for the community.
Yeah. I think the guys are doing a great job. I'm really excited. I would like to also hand off to Robert as well some of the vendors that we've been working with so that he can also manage them properly. I know that Tara, you've been doing a really good job with working hard and meeting the vendors, but I think ultimately as well, like for example, today I got a call from Daryl from the security company, and he gave me an update that the cameras are going to be in by Friday and that they want to go ahead and start doing the installation. And then I had to let him know that they're doing the work in the guardhouse. So you got to coordinate that with construction, whatever. So I think now that we have, a manager that we're comfortable with, we can, allow Robert to do his part as well with coordinating some of that stuff as well, so that we don't have contractors overlapping each other, and getting in the way. So,
I also wanted to just share with everyone very quickly. When you have, the community has asked us for leadership. You've got you have great leadership. And I feel like the board works well together. We all have different roles, but we are all coming together where we may not agree on everything, but we're able to work through that. And you'll notice that when we do have meetings now, there are a lot of residents that may not agree, but they're allowed to speak and state their opinions. And they don't have to feel as if someone is speaking to them and being condescending to their thoughts. I think everyone is thoughtful, and I think the community cares. And I just want to, tell Whispering Woods, great job, because to be honest, it's the residents. You are the ones that are making this community better. You are the ones that put us on the board to make change. And we hear you, and we are doing our best to do that.
thank you.
Tara, can you just, where do we stand on the outside walls? I know we're looking at, we've got a couple proposals in for the outside area. We've got another proposal to come in,
Right.
and then we'll evaluate and go forward. But that area it does need to be cleaned out.
Correct.
And,
So we already have 2 quotes that are coming in. I need to have a third company actually come out. We're gonna get 3. And I would say within the next week, we should be able to come back and have something on the table for the board to be able to look at, and more discussion with that.
Awesome. And that's for the perimeter wall project?
That's for the perimeter.
Right.
wall
Okay,
project.
good. Awesome. All right. All right, so the next section on the agenda is, are you done? I'm sorry.
Questions.
Go ahead.
Now I know the trees won't die. Let me know when I can jump in to help as your committee member. Tara, lots of nice compliments in the chat. So happy that we have new landscaping, looks good. Eastgate finally gets some love.
Yeah. I wonder why they started on the East Gate first and not the West Gate.
Everybody here is on the west side, so I agree with that comment.
Oh, that's okay. All right, so are you done?
Done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
okay. So we're gonna move on to prior matters. I know that we're running over time, so I don't want to take up much longer. But these are some important things that we just kind of need to touch on real quick. We have some outstanding issues, I think, with the previous property management company that we're still trying to work on. Robert's doing a good job with getting as much as he can from them. And so we are also trying to make sure that we get all of our assets from them. I believe, Izzy, you guys were able to get the keys, the filing cabinets, the files. And today I did see the email that they went ahead and did that management document for the audit. So we should be able to wrap that up as well. So I'm really excited about that as well. But I just wanted to share that. The website, our WWHOA website is, I would say, probably 90% done. Again, this is not the official portal where you're going to make your payments or anything like that. This is our WWHOA communication portal where the board and the residents have an opportunity to just basically share updates. And so like one of the posts that I put up just testing it out was, introducing the new property management company, right? And so, announcements like that will go up. There's also, last week, John, thank you for getting me in contact with the Gatehouse folks. We had homeowners that were asking for information about the app. How do they get signed up? I personally never had this app at all. I don't know, have any of you guys ever used this Gatehouse?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? Okay, hold on. I just realized I'm not sharing my screen again. I'm sorry. There you go. Can you see my screen now? Excuse me. So yeah, so I was able to get in contact with Gatehouse and ask them to provide me with whatever information was shared with the residents in the past. And so they did send this information out. And so I'm going to share this with Robert. So for those residents that have been asking for assistance on the Gatehouse app, I guess, so that you can add guests and so forth to the gate. This is the packet that they sent to me. Keep in mind, we are updating our system, so I'm not sure how much longer we will have this. Oh, okay, you got it. Okay.
There's actually two applications.
Okay, great. All right. Izzy was just showing me the app on his phone. So he will forward this out, I guess, to anyone that needs assistance in getting the app.
Does the QR code work in the Gatehouse?
I have no idea. Do you know? Do you have this app, Tara?
I do have the app.
Okay.
And I don't.
Do you use it?
This app, yes.
Yeah, does it have a
It
QR
used to work and it stopped.
Yeah, it doesn't work now.
Yeah.
Use the Q, I just enter information.
I will say what in my conversation with him, it didn't seem like they had much like ongoing updates or training. I mean, I think it was an email he sent like a few years ago. He said when he trained Tracy and then
It's relatively intuitive, you have the app, but you have to be the administrator needs to approve you.
okay,
In terms of the apps, you're able to
okay.
make changes,
Okay.
make additions and things like
Okay.
that.
He did say that there were 3 admins already programmed for the app.
Okay.
So I will forward that information over to Robert so that if there are any homeowners that need access to the app or they need to get added, including myself, then we can get signed up and
It says,
at least have this
also you
app.
cannot add persons who come in on a weekly basis.
Okay,
There you go.
Okay,
yeah.
so.
So Robert, you'll be getting this from me, okay?
You can add people easily.
Okay. And then let's see, is there anything else? Okay. Last but not least, I know that some people have requested access to the recordings from the meetings. And so I'm still trying to get proper guidance as far as an HOA, whether or not we have to pass out the links or if we have to save them or delete them. But in the interim, in the spirit of transparency, I have gone ahead on our WWHOA page, created a page that has all of the Zoom links on there. And so if somebody wants to go back in and view them, you will have to request access and then you'll get an email sent to you with the code to go in and view them, okay? Also, there's an option now on the website that you can actually watch the meeting via live stream. I know that some people have said that they've had challenges with Zoom and they haven't been able to get in. So it will, as we are doing our Zoom recordings, it will automatically save to YouTube so that we can go back to them and have an archive. Part of the reason in having to do that is because Zoom only allows a certain amount of storage. And so as we keep having more and more meetings, I know that, you know, as an HOA, we're required, unless we have a policy that we delete the videos, we have a policy that we're supposed to retain the videos. So it's becoming a little bit of a challenge. And I have gotten notices saying, hey, you've run out of storage, you need to increase your bandwidth and all that kind of stuff. And so, you know, like I said, I went ahead and added the option now on the page where the meeting will be live streamed. But then if you request access where it says meeting replay access, you'll have an opportunity to see the replays of the videos. However, these are not official HOA records, okay? These are available for, you know, homeowners' convenience and for informational purposes, so that if you miss something, you want to see it. The official records are in the official Whispering Woods portal, which our property manager manages. And those official records would be minutes and transcripts that are approved by the board and then posted on the portal. So I just want to make that clear so that, if we have a homeowner that says, hey, I want to see, the meeting from a year ago, if we don't have it in our Zoom archive because it's been purged or deleted, then the board has this portal where we have backed up for convenience purposes the videos that you can go in and take a look at. But you do need to request access to that so that way you can acknowledge that you're viewing it in the capacity of a homeowner, that you're not going to share these videos and post them in other places, and that it would be used strictly just for your informational purposes only. Okay? Anybody have any questions in regards to that? No? And so I know, John, you had asked me earlier, what was that going to look like? And so this is just basically a mock-up of the page.
Okay, let's, in the interest of time, it's almost 2 hours. Can we?
Okay, well, I'm actually
Yeah.
doing this for you because you're the homeowner that was asking for the video.
I
So I
know,
just want you to
I
know
read everything
that
already.
it's here, okay?
So we got several items left. Are you gonna go through the rest of the agenda?
No, so the videos are here. Not only are the meetings from this year, but all the videos that are on the Zoom account all the way back to February 2025, okay? So if you want to go ahead and put in that request, then you can get those videos. There's also new business that came up, which is our insurance policy. I did share that with you guys as well. So you have access to take a look at the insurance quote. I also forwarded it over to our property manager for review so he can compare if we're getting a good deal or not. I have no idea. Izzy, you and Robert can go through this.
Yeah, we can go through it. There's, looks like the policy premium is increased substantially with the present insurer. There's another alternative that's presented, I think, as insurer that's at a more reasonable level. I'm not sure why that was such a big increase.
I spoke to Tim today, so they didn't include the lakes last year. So there's an increase. Yeah, that's been an ongoing thing with some of the carriers because now they look at potential liability of somebody falling in the lake. I manage Butler Farms, which is next door. They don't own the lakes, and that is now part of their policy, which has increased, for them. It's become more commonplace because anything they can do. Not only that, Philadelphia, that's the carrier. They're the ones that had the significant increase to the $18,000 mark.
Right.
And Philadelphia is just, they're the ones that insured the tower, Champlain Towers. So they've really just sort of taken a financial beating over the last several years. And, they figure either they're just going to increase their premiums and people are going to pay, or not. So, but also with a couple of items with the secondary option is there isn't a firearms. We can revisit it and see if we can find out that there isn't a firearms item on there. And I believe there was one other, I think it was assault and battery, but they do include dog bite. And considering the community does not have, fencing per se to contain dogs, not that you've had any, but, just the potential exposure. Also Tim as an owner in the community, he went back to the carrier and asked for net policy, not a reduction in cost or a rebate of premium. So I want to make sure it's clear that he's not making any money on it, that he actually went back to the carrier and said, hey, I want this to be premium free because as a resident of the neighborhood, I don't want there to be any sort of looky-loo of any money. I mean, first off, we're probably talking a couple $1,000s. So we're not talking about anything, significant, but still, I just want to make sure it's known.
So what's the difference between the option 1 and 2?
Option 2, I believe they're a non-admitted carrier, so there's no backing from the state if they fail. So it's not really, but again, we're not talking about a condo association where we have, major values. But it's just really the liability
Yeah.
aspect of it.
Right.
That's really it. Your umbrella, have your umbrella. God forbid somebody
Right.
sues,
Right.
you're covered. It's not a significant increase. Your DNO, that's been standard. There's just a lot of
Right.
lawsuits. Florida is a love the sue state. Somewhere around 70% of the nation's lawsuits are in Florida. So, so we're paying that price on that.
Let us evaluate just that general liability
Yeah.
increase, whether we want to go with that
Yeah.
or not.
Well,
Just-
and it says it right here. So the 2025 policy was 11,000, right? But there were no lakes charged on the
Yeah.
policy. With us knowing the situation with the erosion and people having the issues, and then, us having those warning signs out,
Yeah.
I think that we've kind of put ourselves out there to let people know that the lakes are not stable, or the lake shore is not stable, and that there could be a possibility that someone could get
Okay.
hurt. So personally, I
I get
think
it.
that's something that,
All right.
and I think that's where the $12,000
Right.
difference is coming right there, in the liability. Okay. You have
Let
a
me ask
question
a
on that,
question.
John?
Yeah, I do. So option 2 includes the lakes or does not?
No.
No.
Option 1 does not include the lakes this year, but does in option 1?
Oh,
today?
maybe option 2 doesn't in the lake. I don't know.
Does it say option 2 lakes?
So the reason for option 1's increase is that lakes were not included in the past.
Got
So
that.
they've had a substantial increase for that.
But what about option 2?
That is a question that I would rather find out from Tim and clarify if option
We don't know
2
yet.
includes the lake.
All right, because the difference for a non-admitted carrier, it just means that if they go insolvent, there's no backing from the state.
Correct.
We trust them to stay in business.
But as long as they're rated by best as A or above, I would be satisfied. So I think we'd look at, the rate.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's right here. It
So
does say
so
there
the lakes are
for
included.
2 lakes. Yeah.
But we don't have a lot of time to think about this. It expires in 7 days, correct?
Correct.
Got-
So we're looking to vote today, right? Something like this, we have to vote at a board meeting, so we're voting today, correct?
Well, if we have to have a special meeting, we'll have a special meeting. But I don't
Wait,
think
what was
it's
the
something
backup
that we
of
can
that?
rush right
I
now.
just read something. What is this? Are you on option 2 now? Where are you on?
That was option 2, yeah.
It
But
says
it does
lake.
have the lakes
Yeah.
on option 2.
Yeah, lakes are included in option 2.
I make a motion to go with option 2, be done with it. I heard enough.
For what?
I
Insurance,
would
the
like
insurance
somebody to do a little bit more due diligence.
Sorry, no.
Yeah.
You only got 7 days.
You've only got a week. And I did go through it
You
with
can
Tim.
ratify it in an email if you have to. I mean, I think you should talk.
Okay, yeah, we'll come.
I mean,
we'll come back.
why,
Yeah.
why was
I-
the lakes not
I'm-
included last year? I mean, I don't wanna just jump
Yeah.
and just
I
like,
have no idea, but if they're included this year and it's cheaper, what the heck? What does it matter? I didn't even know about the lakes. This policy was, I don't know. I don't remember.
no, this policy was renewed last year,
I
but
know.
you guys approved it last year as a board. And that's what I'm saying, like, I like to do my due diligence and make sure that when we go with a policy that we understand what we're paying for. If I personally am not gonna vote on this right now. If you wanna, we can have discussions, but I think this is something that's a very important issue. And just to jump and say pick one over the other without even talking to, I mean, Robert, have you talked to them to decide which policy you?
Yeah,
No, like what you would recommend for the,
Well, I had the discussion today with Tim, who owns the Travers company.
okay, and he's a homeowner in our community?
And he's a homeowner in the community.
Okay,
He has been for a number of years.
and what did he recommend?
He said, he recommended number 2.
Okay,
He said, what are your options as far as, he said, just wanted to make sure that, look, you have assault and battery exclusion and you have a firearms exclusion. He said, all the years he's done this, there's only been one firearms claim when it came with an association. Assault and battery, again, this is something that involves, the community itself. You know,
Okay.
not a homeowner to homeowner. Two homeowners get into a fight, that's more their problem.
Honestly, I don't see a reason to look further. Robert's reviewed them. He's making a recommendation.
And that, you know, as long
I
as.
agree, option 2 is good.
they're Rated A or above, that's generally the standard. that's
I just want to make sure
established.
you've looked at it, because
Yeah.
this was I just got it today and just sent it to you guys today, like this
It
morning,
looks,
so.
it looks to me to be, you know, standard policy. I've
Yeah.
seen these policies before.
Are you
I
okay
think
with
we're
it?
okay with, you know, moving and approving.
Okay,
Okay.
all
So
right.
I have a motion.
go ahead.
Is there a
I
second?
made a motion.
I
Is there-
second.
is-
Discussion, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. We'll
Okay.
renew it.
So Robert,
Well,
we're gonna renew it and you know what to do.
I'll put together a checklist, her and I'll sign to be, you pay.
Yeah, that's fine. Who will sign the documents? He'll send the DocuSign.
I can sign it, DocuSign. So we're going with option 2.
Yeah.
All right, okay. That's it. That was our new business. So the next item is member comments. I think Tara, you covered most of the comments. Is there anybody that's online that would like to say anything before we adjourn the meeting?
There's one comment that I've got
Okay.
from one of our one of the folks that indicated as to you know, wanting to have the information sent to them regarding you know, all of the property manager information. And yes, that will come. And I think by the time we're ready for payment of the next quarter,
Mhm.
we'll have all the roster, you know, fully complete.
Yeah, sure.
And
There'll be a
able to-
tremendous amount of information
Right.
that comes out over the next several days.
Right.
Welcome letter, and then, you know, the portal app for people to sign up for payments and then postings of lots of information.
Okay.
Next meeting's June 9th, right? June 9th? Is that the next?
So
meeting date?
the second Tuesday.
I just want to make sure, because I was off with my other day.
Second Tuesday.
So June 9th. Just want to
It
make
is
sure.
June 9th.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. All right, so are there any other member comments?
Is there a call for volunteers for the 2026 Rock the Block? I think that's something you guys will just post out, right?
Yeah, there's a committee. I had 11 people on that committee last year. So I think we will go ahead and send out something. I'll forward you everything that we used last year, Robert.
Okay.
And then you can get the folks signed up from there. I'm excited about that. It's gonna be fun. All right, so the next board meeting is scheduled for June 9th. Right?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. If there's no further business to come before the board, then may I have a motion to adjourn?
Make
So
a
moved.
motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. All right,
Aye.
the meeting is
It's
adjourned
6:11
at
PM. 6:11 PM. Get the time.
8:11
8:11, sorry.
p.m. All right, thank you very much, you guys. I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with us.
Start signing.
Night.
All right,
Bye, everybody.
This Robert don't run away.
thank you.
You got something
Okay, this
for
is
you.
for your guy for the,
That's it, I should.
let me end this real quick. Hold on.
I had to talk about the meeting.
Thank you. Just got these.